Hey everybody, Joy here. It is Wednesday. You know how I know? Hear the lawnmower people outside? Every Wednesday, they wait until I want to make a video. They've been here for over an hour, but they decided to sit in their truck and talk to each other or something for an hour. So now they decided to get out and start mowing the lawn. So I apologize if you can hear lawnmowers. Did I say it's Wednesday, May 26, 2021? It's been a couple days since I've talked to you about Kaleidoscope. I love the name, love the name. Thank you for all your tips. I am going to go back and I'm going to beat the heavy seams with a hammer and I'm going to press all these long seams open and flat. They're so tiny, you know, they're less than a 1/4 inch. They're a scant quarter and they're so tiny it's almost hard to open them and iron them. But I am going to do that. So as of last night, because I haven't started in here today until just now, I made a devotional for my channel called Shine this morning. And I got carried away and told a long story about how I met Jerry and why we never had any kids. And so if you happen to ask me why we never had any kids on this channel, go to my other channel called Shine and today's devotional and you can hear the story of why Jerry and I never had any kids. If anybody possibly cares about that. Okay, so I have this row sewn to this row, sewn to this row, sewn to this row. And then that's all the rows that are sewn together. Then I have all of the blocks in all of these rows sewn together, but not to each other. Somebody said, and I wish I had known this, I wish Edita would have told us this, because I figured there had to be an easier way to put this quilt together than the way I've been doing it. Somebody said she's sewing 9 blocks together, and so that way it would be one big block to sew to a big block. It would only be like 1, 2, 3, 4, it'd only be 5 blocks that way that you had to sew together. But it would still be all kinds of seams, this way, that way, and another way. I don't know how she decided to do that. So I am disappointed. Somebody said, well, she's going to show it to you. Well, yeah, when? I need to get this done. I need to get on with making some clothes. Most of my subscribers are here because they like to watch me make clothes. Yes, I made my material girl. Let me see where it says what pattern, what pattern. This is a dolman, so this would be Fit Nice system is what I would have made this top from. So I'm going to show you how I've been putting the blocks together. Probably nobody else in the whole world is doing it this way. But since Edita didn't bother to show me how she's doing it, I'm going to show you how I'm doing it. So I've got 4 rows left at the bottom. So this is what I have done all the way so far. What I do is I start all the way over here. And I take one block, fold it over the block to the left, and I grab it on the right. Right there on the right. Then I take the next one, fold it over, and I grab it, and I hold it on the right. You can't lose this crimp right here. You can't lose it. Hold it on the right. Fold it, hold it. Fold it, hold it. This is the fold it, hold it system. Fold it, hold it. Then there's one extra, and it's going on the bottom. So right here, this is what you can't ever let go of, no matter what. Because if you do, you're going to have to put them all back up again and start over. So I'm going to sew all of these. I'm going to pick up 2 and sew, pick up 2 and sew, pick up 2 and sew, pick up 2 and sew. Sew the scant 1/4 inch over here on the right. And then I'm going to pick up 4 and sew to 4, and 4 and sew to 4, and 4 and sew to 4. See? And then it will be done. Okay, there's my sewing machine. Here's my setup. And I'm going to put these right there. And the right has to be on the right. So then what I do is I have taken the final block 12 where she shows the entire quilt except for all the empty spots where you put plain blocks. And so I'm using this for my map. You say, how do you quilt? Show us how you make a quilt. So this is just how I do it. I'm not saying it's the best way. So what I did was, I marked each row, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, which means I'm going to iron all the seams to the left on that row. I'm going to iron all the seams to the right on that row and all the way down. I also numbered all the rows. Then I draw a line underneath the row I'm getting ready to sew. Last night, the last row I did was number 11. So I have a line right there under row 11. I have used iron off Frixion markers, not pens. Frixion markers. I always have my Amazon store under every one of my videos, even over at Shine. And if you go there, you can find markers that I get on Amazon in my Amazon store. So I make my marks on here with these Frixion markers, and so now I am going to go in there by my iron and I'm going to iron off that pink line. I'm going to draw a new pink line under row number 12 because this is row number 12. See? And so then this will help me line it all up when I get to the end of the twos, 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 twos. Then I'll need this to help me line up the fours, 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 and then put that last odd block on. Okay, so that's my system. Now, I'll tell you another system, which I don't know if it matters or it doesn't. Let me take the camera off. When I get the row all sewn together, now see, these first 4 are done, so those are done. I don't care anything about those. But this one's not sewn on yet, see? So I mark it. This is row 5. I press the seams to the left, and this is the top. It goes up, so I don't get it turned upside down. This is 6. The seams go to the right. This is 7. The seams go to the left. See? So that's how I keep track for me. Just for me. Until I get that all put together. As I've told you, I almost never ever like my quilts when I get them done. When I get them done to this point, I usually like, oh, I don't know if I like this or not. Then I get it all on my long arm and I get all excited and I get the long arm done. And I get it off from the long arm and I think, oh, it looks terrible, it looks awful, oh, I shouldn't have done this, I shouldn't have done that. But then I always like it later. I don't have a single quilt I've made that I haven't liked later, so yay for that. I mean, I didn't even like this one over here when I finished it. I know. Alrighty, I'm gonna go. Oh, and let me show you something else I did. Let me get the camera off again. You know how I set up my little sewing machine there, right? And boy, my God, I did. It has been so nice to have that right here in front of the quilt. Well, then I needed an iron. I didn't need an iron to do the entire rows because I take that in the other room. But there was a couple times I needed to reverse a seam or open a seam or iron off a colored mark or something. And so I set back up here, and don't tell my husband, on his speaker. I brought this little baby iron in here. This iron has been broken since the day I got it brand new. It's supposed to be a steam iron. See all those steam clouds on it? It has never steamed. It doesn't steam at all. But it does get hot. And then this is the little wool pad. I'm going to take that to Tammy's house. This is really nice, but boy, those little suckers are expensive. I think they're like $40-something. Terry gave me this for Christmas. Christmas or my birthday. So that's my little bitty ironing station. Should I need to just do a little bit of pressing. Actually, I did the other day because I made a mistake and I wrote that this was block 6, and I wrote that this was block 7. You can see there the 7's still almost there. And then I wrote that this was block 8 and this was block 9, and I went, wait a minute. So I didn't want to take this whole entire row in there to the ironing board to iron off my mistake where I put 7L there. So that's why I set this up. And so then, before I brought this in here, I just had the iron. And I thought, well, if I put that iron on here and there's nothing to hold it on the back, I'm going to knock all the blocks off of here. I thought I need something to put on the back, not my hand, to press the iron against. You know what I used? It works really good. I came in here and I got a roll of toilet paper. It makes a really, really good ironing board, you guys. Believe it or not. Who knew? It's already 2:30. I have to quit at 5 because I always go down and I fix supper. So I need to get my rear in gear. I'll be back. So here I am in my new little sewing area. It works just perfect. I just sewed the last stack of 2 together and I have this one odd one now. So I have my map here. I have ironed off the pink line where it was, and now the pink line is under row 12. I only have 3 more rows left. So what you do now is you take these and you just line them up here. This is what I do. Line them up here, and I know that this is now the beginning of the row because I started at the end of the row. But I know there's one more block that goes on to these 2 pieces, so I look at my map, and my map shows this goes next to this. See? So I sew that together. I also have over here on this side, you probably can't see it, but I brought my little cutting mat that goes around and around, and my 4.5-inch square and a rotary cutter, because some of them did not come out right, and I did not check all of them when I was making them. I figured if they didn't go together right now, I'd just make them go together. Alright, so now I take the next one in my chain. See, I have a chain. And I take the next one in my chain because I know it goes to that piece. Because still this is the beginning. So I open this one up. Now here's the bad part, is you have to cut each one off now, because you can't sew a chain anymore. So here's the beginning. I can see that on my paper. And then I can see that the next one is this. The next one is this, and this arrow points down. So I look at my map and I make sure this matches my map. Yep, and so then I slap this on this, and I'm still just sewing 2 together. See? Still just sewing 2 together. And pardon me if I'm all hunched over and I look bad. I hate to make videos when I'm not standing up straight or whatever. Okay, so this is how much I have now. So now I take the next 2 and I look at my map again. So, I'm going to mark it. It starts out right here. So I'm going to put right here 12 and an R for right and an arrow for up. So, you get the idea. I'll be back at some point. Alright, it's that time of day again. 5 o'clock. I have been working so hard. To me, the hardest part in the world is sewing these rows together. It really is, and it's so easy to stretch them out. This piece here is bigger than this piece now because I've pressed the stuffings out of it, I swear. Trying to get those bulky seams to stay. I had to press them and then clap them and press them and clap them, and oh my goodness. And now I can't press them open. It's too hard to press them open because they're just too tiny. They're less than 1/4 of an inch. So these 4 rows are all done. These 4 rows are all done. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows to sew together tomorrow. So this quilt will be ready to put on a long arm, but then I'm leaving town Friday morning, so it won't be going on until next week, I'm sure. I think the reason I don't like them is it's hard to quilt, y'all. It's hard. Edita Sitar pops these out like she had a dream and a new quilt got made, you know. And she says she makes them herself. She makes them herself and quilts them herself. I don't know how she does it. But I guess she spends all day, every day, just quilting like I usually spend all day sewing. So I bet you I can make a blouse faster than she can. So anyway, I'm sure 3 or 4 months from now I'll love it. Now my number one problem is I've got a broken air conditioner up here. And it is set on 71 and it is 76 degrees in here and rising. It's been broken for a long time, but you can't get anybody to come fix anything down here. Nobody will work. We called the guy that's been coming here for years and he said, I just don't have any technicians. I just can't do it. And that was last year. So if I call him again today, he's probably going to say, he doesn't even work there anymore. Who knows? And we have a home warranty. Don't ever, 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 ever buy it. It's called Choice. C-H-O-I-C-E. Choice Home Warranty. It is the absolute worst warranty in the whole world. They never, ever pay for anything. I gave them $6,000. And they were supposed to replace anything that broke. If it was irreparable, they were supposed to replace it with what I had. I had a $900 dishwasher break. Couldn't be fixed. They gave me $200 to replace it. I always had to call the boss's boss, as high as I could get. And then if I was really lucky, I might get $350. But horrible, horrible, horrible company. Terry has one. I think hers is called American Home Shield or something. And she loves hers. But don't ever, ever, ever buy that Choice Home Warranty. They are horrible. They're liars. The reason I chose them was because they had the best reviews. Well, you know why they have the best reviews? Because my reviews aren't there. They only show the good reviews. I have left many reviews. Not a single one of them shows up. So, word to the wise. And they never have anybody. If I call them today, they'll say, all right, we have 24 hours to find someone to come fix your broken whatever. 24 hours later, and I'll say, why can't I just get my own person? You never have anybody. You have to wait 24 hours. So 24 hours later, they'll say, we can't find anybody. Get your own person. I have gotten into word wars with those people. They are rude. They are mean. They just are something else. All right, I'm going to let you go. And I'm going to come back and finish this tomorrow. But if I don't stop right now, I won't be able to go fix supper and I won't be able to upload this today. I'll be back.